Welcome back to Gay Celebrity Crushes, your Memorial Day headquarters for veterans who served their country and served face while doing it. Today, we're lifting off with the United States Air Force, and yes, that includes its predecessor, the U.S. Army Air Forces. If you're new here, the Air Force didn't become its own branch until 1947. So yes, we're counting the heroes who flew high before the Pentagon gave them a separate dress code. So strap in and hold tight. We're climbing altitude with 4 legendary men who made our hearts take flight.
Clark Gable,
The original daddy, and yes, Rhett Butler himself. And let me just say, this one hits close to home. Clark's wife, the former Jane Alice Peters of Fort Wayne, Indiana, better known as Carol Lombard, was returning from a war bonds tour of the Midwest when her plane slammed into Potosi Mountain just minutes after takeoff. Everyone on board perished. Gable was devastated, and in his grief, he enlisted. But don't mistake this for a PR stunt. He flew multiple combat missions in Europe with the Army Air Forces, earning both the Air Medal and the Distinguished Flying Cross. All while keeping that smoldering gaze the whole damn time. Now, before we salute too hard, Clark was also an early supporter of the House Un-American Activities Committee, which launched the Hollywood Blacklist. A complicated legacy, hot and heroic, but definitely not perfect.
Jimmy Stewart,
Oh, Jimmy, the all-American boy next door, who just so happened to be one of the most decorated combat pilots of World War II. Stewart served with distinction in the Army Air Forces, flying more than 20 combat missions over Europe, and rising to the rank of Brigadier General. He had the voice of a nervous angel, the face of a war bond poster, and the courage of 10 men who didn't know how to land a B-24. Quiet power, we stand.
Ronald Reagan,
Yes, yes. Ronald Reagan served in the Army Air Forces too. But let's keep it real. While Gable and Stewart were dodging enemy fire, Reagan was mugging his way through training films at Hal Roach Studios in Culver City. He never left the continental U.S. He did make over 400 films, none of which involved risk, stakes, or, let's be honest, great acting. And later, when the gay community needed a real leader during the AIDS crisis, Ronnie responded with 6 years of silence. So, yes, we're including him. Not as a crush, but as a cautionary tale.
Sabu,
Before Aladdin ever dreamed of flying carpets, Sabu was already flying high, in more ways than one. Born in India and raised on elephants, no, really, his dad was the Maharaja's Mahout. Sabu became an international star by age 13 in Elephant Boy, and then The Thief of Baghdad. But in 1944, at the height of his fame, he became a U.S. citizen and immediately enlisted in the Army Air Forces. He served as a tail gunner in the Pacific and flew dozens of combat missions. With his dark, smoldering eyes and lithe athleticism, Sabu was exoticized by studios. But we're reclaiming that narrative. He wasn't just fantasy fuel, he was the real deal. And fun fact, growing up I was obsessed. Let's just say my Jungle Book had a few extra chapters.
bonus crush, Robin Quivers.
Before she was checking Howard Stern's ego on air, Robin Quivers was a captain in the U.S. Air Force Nurse Corps. She broke barriers, commanded respect, and always kept it classy, even while surrounded by loud men with bad takes. She's our total Air Force diva, and our honorary crush. Salute accordingly. That's our high-flying tribute for today. Just a small sampling of the brave, beautiful men who served in the skies. We've only had time for a few this week. But Veterans Day, that's only 6 months away, so drop your favorite flyboy in the comments, and we'll get him on the runway this November. And if you liked what you saw, like the video, subscribe, and stick around. Tomorrow, we touch down hard with the U.S. Marines. Gay Celebrity Crushes, where uniforms are optional but service is hot.